Hi everyone, welcome back. Sit back and enjoy the story. We post fresh stories every day to keep you entertained, and we hope this one pulls you in. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. The envelope sat on top of the usual Monday pile: bills, coupons, store ads, and the renewal notice from a magazine I'd never opened. But this one was different. A small Honda logo gleamed in the corner, and it was addressed to my wife, Christina. As I sipped my morning coffee, I tore it open, expecting another glossy brochure promoting new models. Instead, bold red letters jumped out: important safety recall notice. Her 2023 Accord, the company car that came with her sales director position, had a recall for the passenger airbag. The letter urged her to schedule a repair immediately. I checked the clock. 7:15 a.m. Christina had already left for an early client meeting. She'd been having more of those lately. I dialed the number printed at the bottom of the notice. After a few menu options, a man answered. "Good morning, Honda Service. This is Mike Palmer." "Hi, Mike," I said. "I'm calling about a recall on a 2023 Accord." I read him the VIN. I could hear him typing. "All right, I see it here. And your name?" "Daniel Foster." "It's my wife's car, Christina Foster." More typing, then silence. Mr. Foster," he said slowly, "our records show that this recall was already taken care of." "Already done?" I asked. "Yes, sir. November 18th. About 3 weeks ago." I almost thanked him and hung up, but something in his tone stopped me. "Is there a problem?" I asked. "No, sir, not exactly. Everything went fine. It's just," he hesitated. "Your wife came in that day with her husband. Or at least, that's what I assumed." I froze. "Come again." "She wasn't alone," he said quietly. "The man with her was listed as an alternate contact on the service form." "What was his name?" More typing. "Robert Martinez." I set my coffee down before I dropped it. "Can you tell me anything else about that visit?" "Mr. Foster," Mike said gently, "you might want to come in. I think you should see this yourself. I'll be there in 20 minutes. When I arrived, he already had the paperwork printed. His expression said he wished someone else had this job. He slid the record across his desk. Everything looked routine: airbag replacement, oil change, tire rotation. Christina's signature was there. Below it was a section labeled alternate contact information. Name: Robert Martinez. Relationship: spouse/partner. Signature: bold, steady, directly beneath hers. "He paid for the oil change," Mike said softly. "Credit card in his name." My chest tightened. "You keep copies of IDs for alternates, right?" He nodded and handed me a photocopy. Robert Martinez, 44, lived 15 minutes away. Dark hair with gray at the temples. A confident smile. "Can I have copies of all this?" I asked. He'd already made them. "I'm really sorry," he said. "You're just doing your job," I replied, taking the folder. I sat in my car, staring at the papers, hands shaking. Years of management experience kicked in, the part of me trained to handle audits and failures. Collect evidence. Verify facts. Establish timelines. I opened LinkedIn. Robert Martinez wasn't hard to find. The same face from the driver's license smiled from a polished headshot. Senior Account Executive, Strategic Solutions Software. The same company Christina worked for. Transferred 8 months ago from Denver. His posts told the story: new beginnings, fresh opportunities, excited for what's ahead. Public records confirmed it: his divorce finalized 4 months ago. No children. I started connecting the dots. 8 months ago, Robert joins Christina's company. 7 months ago, her work trips increase. 6 months ago, he files for divorce. 4 months ago, divorce finalized. 3 weeks ago, they bring her car in together. The pattern spoke for itself. Back home, I opened my laptop. Years ago, Christina had asked me to help set up her work email. She never changed the password. They worked in the same division, with overlapping clients and identical travel schedules: Chicago, Atlanta, Minneapolis. Those overnight meetings suddenly made sense. Then I checked our shared credit card. Restaurant charges from places I didn't recognize, wine bars, salon visits, jewelry purchases. None of it fit her usual habits. It was all right there, undeniable. I scanned the dealership forms, copied Robert's ID, saved screenshots of their profiles, downloaded his divorce record, and highlighted every suspicious charge. Then I built a timeline labeled Q4 manufacturing reports, something she'd never think to open. By the time she came home that evening, I had it all documented. She walked in, sharp and confident, dressed better than usual. "Hey," she said lightly. "Long day. Sorry I'm late." "No problem," I replied. "I already grabbed dinner at the office," she added, heading upstairs with her laptop. I just nodded. Halfway up, she paused. "You okay? You seem stressed." "Just a rough day," I said. She smiled and disappeared into the bedroom. I listened to her footsteps fade, knowing she'd spend the night working on proposals or messaging Robert. I looked down at his photo again. They'd made a fatal mistake. They left a paper trail: signatures, receipts, IDs, proof that didn't rely on emotions or guesswork. The next morning, before she woke, I left early. At my desk, I kept digging. Her expense reports told the rest of the story: hotel upgrades, fancy dinners, perfectly matching travel dates on both her and Robert's forms. They were charging their affair to the company. That night, she came home late again, smiling at a text before slipping her phone into her bag. I said nothing. Not yet. In manufacturing, we always say, find the root cause before you act. Now, I finally had all the data I needed. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.